Hey there, Hugh. I'm responding to your parody of American advertisements for staplers. Putting warning messages in US ads for staplers may not be a bad idea because I happen to be an American, and once when I was in high school I actually stapled my thumbs together with a stapler. So how did I manage that? Okay, well, let me tell you. I was about 16 years old, I was in high school, I was sitting in class, and I had to staple something together for some project or another, and the stapler was jammed. And, I was trying to press it down the paper, and a staple wasn't coming out. So, turned the stapler around, and I said, okay, well, let me see if I can get it unjammed. So, grab the stapler, and in the past, I've unjammed staplers by grabbing it kind of like this, where you just grab it, and you press down good and hard, and that ejects the jammed staple and everything's okay. Well, I did that and staple came out. Unfortunately, when I did it, my thumbs were placed roughly over here. Well, you can imagine what happened next. So, you got your fingers stapled together. What now? Well, I'll tell you what the steps are here. Step number 1. You feel a jolt of tremendous pain go through your body. Step number 2. You pull your hands apart, thus removing the staple from this hand. Step number 3. You take this bloody hand that doesn't have a staple in it, and you pull the staple out of this thumb. Now, for step number 4, you can go in a lot of different directions. The most sensible step would be to get immediate medical attention for the huge gaping holes in your thumbs and the blood pouring out of them. However, I was 16 years old. I was in high school. I was a little bit self-conscious about letting people know what had happened. I guess if I wanted to get medical attention, I could have raised my hand and said, excuse me, Mrs. Gordon, I seem to have stapled my thumbs together. Can I see the nurse? I guess I could have done that, but I wasn't about to subject myself to that ridicule. I was having a hard enough time getting girls to talk to me anyway at that point in my life. And so, here's what I did. Took my hands and shoved them under my desk. Now, this is one of those school-style desks where you got the top of the desk, then you got a little section below where you can store your book. So I shoved my hands into that part of the desk. And I just sat there as the class went on, my hands in the desk, out of view of everyone else, bleeding profusely from my thumbs. And there's about a half hour to go in the class. So I sat there for half an hour, bleeding from my thumbs. And as you might imagine, I lost a lot of blood. I probably got a little bit woozy. I don't really remember. But thankfully, by the time class was over, the wounds had clotted up enough so it wasn't bleeding like crazy. And, when class ended, I kind of put my hands in little fists to hide the blood, try to hide the blood, and I headed off to the bathroom when class ended and I cleaned myself up. I never told anybody about this. I think I told my wife the story, a few other people the story, but no one in my high school knew about this. And I feel sorry for the next person who tried to use that desk. Considering how often they change equipment in New York City public schools, I would imagine that there is still a desk somewhere out there with a pool of 21-year-old dried blood sitting in there. That's a lovely picture. In any case, just thought you should know that staples in the wrong hand can indeed be dangerous. So, I don't know if I should thank you for reminding me of that. It was kind of a trauma, but it's a good story. So, in any case, thanks a lot, and for all my subscribers out there, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.